Hello everyone. Here's a video that should help you in solving the Milestone 1 part of your project. I recommend you start from an existing demo and change it to match the requirements of your game idea and that of the Milestone 1. So we're going to start with the latest demo that you have access to, and that is the events demo. So I will download that. Into the into my Java folder. I will unzip it. Here it is. And because part of the Milestone 1 requirement is that you use a new character with an image attached to it, that means we're going to have to use the polygon editor. So I'm also going to download the polygon editor from the project resources section of Moodle. And I'm going to download it into the events demo, the one that I just unzipped, into SRC, into game. Good. Now I'm going to go into my NetBeans IDE and I will open this new project, events demo, and I will make sure it runs. Yes, it seems fine. If perhaps you get a small red exclamation point somewhere over here, it probably means that your City Engine library, the physics engine, is not properly configured. So what I would do then is I would review the videos I've created for lecture 1, in which I demonstrate how to add the City Engine to NetBeans. If you want to take a look right now, go into Tools, Libraries, and then check that you have City Engine added into here in this list, and make sure there are no spaces or gaps anywhere in this name of the library. And then you want to have that jar file that you unzipped from the project resources added in here, which you do by clicking on this button and following instructions. All right, let's take a look at the source code of events demo. So go into source packages and game and double click, and here are all the classes that are part of the events demo. Now, some of these you will not probably need in your game and you might want to delete them, but for now we're just going to keep all of them. So you have the entry point into the project, which is in this game class. Over here you're going to create your particular game world. You're going to create a view to view this game world, and you're going to wrap everything up in a JFrame, which allows you to see this Java project. There are a few things here that we're going to talk about in a few seconds. In game world, this is a particular subclass of world that you've created for yourself. This is your game world that you will populate in a very particular way. You will add platforms, you will add a bird, and you will add a few other things. We have the yellow bird class that we've discussed about in session 2. This time, the yellow bird, as we've discussed, or we will be discussing in session 3, will be able to collect oranges and keep track of how many oranges it collected. In addition, our bird will be able to be controlled via the keyboard. So we have this controller class here that does that. It listens for keyboard events and reacts to those keyboard events. In very particular, it moves the the bird in one direction or the other based on whether the user pressed the 1 key or the number 2 key. Alright, so I will use this demo here to create my own game and meet the requirements of Milestone 1. So here's what I plan to do. I plan to change my character from a yellow bird to a cat. I'd like my cat to be able to collect oranges because that's already in the game. But in addition to oranges, I will add another type of dynamic body, a dog, and I'd like my cat to avoid the dog, and if it collides with the dog, then I want it to lose a life. Yeah? So I'll have a cat that can either collect oranges to gain points or hit a dog to lose lives. This is good because it will match some of the requirements of Milestone 1. In particular, I will introduce the new cat and the new dog classes, both of which will be dynamic bodies. So that will meet requirement 1. I will have both the dog and the cat have images rendered on top of them. So that will meet requirement 2. My cat body, new body, will have one additional attribute, namely the number of lives my cat still has. My cat will be controllable via the keyboard. And finally, I will add a new type of collision, that between the cat and the dog. Alright, so let's start. First of all, what I will do is I will look for images for my new characters, the cat and the dog. So I ran here a Google search. The keywords I used were cat cartoon PNG. Now, the physics engine allows you to load all sorts of images, such as GIFs or JPEGs, but PNGs generally have an empty background. And really we want to be looking for images with an empty background. It's denoted by this checker type of background. Also, you will want your images to have to be no bigger than 800 pixels, either in width or in height. Otherwise, your polygon editor will not be able to load those images. So, this will be my cat, and I will save it to my computer, if I can find it. Well, that's okay. I will pick this cat instead. I will download it as PNG. Alright, I have it here. And I will do the same with the dog. Again, I've looked for a dog that has an empty background. And I will download it. Hopefully I can find the same dog, yes. Good. I have my two images, and I will take them and move them into my events demo, in particular in the data directory. So make sure you put your images into the data directory. Good, here I have my cat, and I will rename this file as cat. And I will rename my dog as dog. Good. Now I have my two new character images.